Hey everybody, welcome back to Gooseberry Homestead. Reba here. Now, I don't show my face very often in my videos. Most of the time I'm just showing you guys everything that I'm growing and that sort of thing. But I thought today I'd start my intro in with me sharing my face and that sort of thing and welcome you all to my channel. And so I'm outside. I'm wearing a sweater because it's cold today because Washington State doesn't know if it wants to be hot or cold. And so I'm out here on my patio and I thought I would kind of share some stuff with you. Now we've got lawnmowers going on over that direction, across a couple houses, and there's not a whole lot I can do about that. So we're gonna go ahead and make a video today, share with you guys some stuff that's going on here and updates on how well the privacy sheet, I guess you could say, or along the fencing is working, and kind of take a look at some of the plants and some of the stuff that I've done. So I'll flip it around. See you in a second. Alright, so right here I picked up a exercise mat. I had it delivered by Amazon. It is awesome. I did yesterday's workout on it and it's really nice. It's a lot softer than even on the hardwood floor in the house. So like we have like a little carpet in the living room, but it still hurts to do like exercises on my side because of my weight, and it just like my weight crushes my bones and nerves and stuff into the ground. So I picked up this exercise mat, had it delivered basically by Amazon, and it is awesome. My dog loves it too. My son's been sitting on it when he plays with his toys. So his toy boxes are right here, and then he's got another box full of toys, maybe another box and a half out in the shed, the garden shed. So yeah, so this is how it's looking. I had a couple extra foam pieces from the exercise mat. When you rearrange it, they're all corner pieces when it comes, so you have to like basically jigsaw puzzle it together and then figure out which section to keep and take off of them. So I ended up with these two extra pieces because it has the little edgings that go around to finish it off. So my house plants are looking good right here. So that's how they're looking, and they're getting really big, so I'm excited for that. It's really awesome. My pansies are here now. I moved them along the side of the house. They were getting too dried out in the greenhouse, and I was losing some of the pansies that were alive. So now I've moved them up here. I think they're going to do a lot better. So slowly but surely, I will have flowers this year, hopefully, on them. I don't know which one's which now. Which one is the coconut swirl or which one is the other one. So I'm hoping that this one is the frilly ones because there's a lot more of them, and I'm hoping that these ones are the coconut swirl since there's fewer of them. So that's how they're looking. And then my flowers in the corner are doing good. I still need to transplant things and or figure out something. Maybe I should plant some of the pansies that are out front into here. It looks like some of my pansies have gone missing out of my flower bed out front. So there was certain colors that were there that aren't there now, and they were really kind of unique, based on, because they came back from seed, from cross-pollination and that sort of thing. So that's kind of a bummer because there were some really pretty ones that I loved that I wanted to save seeds from, and now the entire plant is completely gone. And I've been keeping them watered, so I know they didn't die. So I have a feeling somebody came by and probably snatched them and took them to their home. So my spinach never did get big enough to even harvest from. That has been typically a problem I've had the entire time I grow spinach. So I'm going to try growing spinach again, but I'm going to try something different. So we'll see. So anyways, that's how it's looking. So far, none of the lavender or any of the flowers that I planted, poppy seeds, none of them have germinated or come up. They're in these two cells here. And then we've got the black goji berries that have come up. Some of them have died off. But we've got quite a few here. There's a few. And then these ones down here on the end, these ones are the Tamarillo. So it's like a dwarf a dwarf type tree, and so they are just now sprouting. The first few years they're not really, they're more like a shrub, but they're like a dwarf tree. So eventually they'll be so that you can, have them outdoors. These ones I'll have to have protected I'll have to protect them this winter. I'm going to do a little bit more research on how I need to protect them, but I'm thinking they should be all right. I need to transplant these bad boys. These are my pink echinaceas. So those are there. I did find seeds somewhere for white ones, so I'll have to go back and get those because that's kind of cool. Pink is kind of a common color. So this is just some random things right here. I think these are currants. Came up in with my currants. They don't look like blackberries. So my Elfenspiegel or Elfmere, also known, there's another name for it, but I don't remember the Latin name. But you can get them here in the U.S. I was thinking, I had not seen them in the U.S. They're not quite as common of a flower, but they are making a comeback. They are a old heirloom flower, so they are making a comeback, and gardeners are starting to plant them. This one's my orange one, but the next one that came up in this pot is yellow, so it's a really pretty golden yellow. And then down in here I've got some more little plants that have come up, so I will be getting some more, and I'm excited to find out. Hopefully we'll get some more colors, because it was like a carnival mix. It was like a mixture of different colored ones. So yeah, so this is how the rose bush is looking, you guys. It's looking pretty good. I still haven't transplanted this. I'm doing a little bit every day, so I don't like do everything every day, and then but I've been moving things around and stuff. So basically just flowering bushes on this side of the yard now. So yeah, they're looking good. The roses, the little miniature roses, they're down there. So I'm looking to see if maybe they'll put on some more roses. Some roses will put on roses all year, and some of them won't. They'll only have like one show, and that's it. That's kind of like the rose out front of my house. It'll have like one show where it puts on a bunch of roses and then it stops. But here's all the growth on this rose bush here. It's looking really good. I don't know if it'll put on any more roses this year at all, so that's how it's looking. But all my strawberries are looking pretty darn good. And so yeah, so pretty much everything's looking good. How is the fence thing going, you may ask? Well, I think it's working perfect. And so when the wind blows, it moves with the wind. I tied down this corner here. Probably shouldn't have done it, because when the wind flipped up the other day, it actually ripped up a little bit. So I'll probably remove that and then just fix this area here so it doesn't, rip anymore. But the fence is working for the most part. He still does kick up a lot of dust when he gets going a little bit, but he doesn't get going quite as much as he was. So he'll do like a little barking when the other dog comes out, and the other dog will bark to him to get his attention, and then they'll start barking at each other. But for the most part, it's working really good. So it's been nice and peaceful in the backyard, and that's really helps with my anxiety a lot. So when I get stressed out or there's too much noise, I only have a few places in my house where I can escape, and outside is like my place, especially during the summer. So since I don't really have a quiet area in the house, I can't, when my husband's working and he's in our bedroom working, yeah, he's out here now. When I'm out in when my husband's working in his bedroom or in our bedroom, I can't talk, I can't go in there, I can't put away clothes, I can't fold things, I can't clean, and he's in there all the time working. So I really don't really get to clean in my room, or I don't really get to do anything in our bedroom. So it makes it really difficult. And then I have to be quiet in the rest of the house because he's trying to hear. And so I really don't get a time where I can just, like, I can't play music. Sorry about that. I don't have a place. So I finally cleaned out the garage, but in the dead of winter, it's too cold to be in the garage. And in the dead of summer, it's too hot to be in the garage. So technically, I really have no place with this small house. So, all right. So off of that. So this is how everything's looking here. I got all the plants that I'm going to plant out of the soils of these trays. The rest of the plants will be for whomever wants them. So we'll see about that. They're really small tomatoes. I don't know. But I planted some of the bigger ones into these containers, doing some experimenting with like 3 tomatoes in this one. I think I typically did only 3 per pot, and the soil's a little bit low in there, I know, but I only had so much topsoil that I could use in the containers, and this is to try to experiment with them being in different parts of the yard. So I've got tomatoes planted in the back corner, and then I've got these ones planted in these, so we'll see how they do. So I did plant a few back here, and I planted a whole bunch back here last night. So I've got 2 rows now, and there's the crows. Their baby is back here on the ground somewhere, and here comes the other one. They're right up here, somewhere right up in here. So they're crowing at me because their baby's down on the ground. So that means the baby's still alive. They're crowing at me. So anyway, so I've got 2 rows here of tomatoes now, and we'll see how they do. It does get sunlight for a lot of the day back here, and then towards the evening we get a lot of shade, so from the big trees in the forest. So that's how they're looking. They're a little bit smaller on this end, but I did plant the biggest tomatoes that I had to plant. So this is how they're looking. These 3 down here are the tallest ones. And then this area, like I said, I put down a whole bunch of grass seed. I don't know if it'll work or not. So now I'm just watering it, and we'll let it go. So now I'm going to move because the dog's barking and trying to get my attention, or the other dog's attention. The other dog is ignoring him this morning. But for the most part, it's working. And that's the best part. So in this pot here, I put some of the Victorian rhubarb. I'm wanting to say Saint Victorian rhubarb. That might be wrong. But anyways, I have that there, the rhubarb. So I'm growing the rhubarb in a pot of its own, and I'm not going to let it share the pot with anything else other than what's here. I know I'm probably going to have some die off, so that's why I just planted a whole bunch in there. And then I still have some extras that I put into these containers right here, these 2 here. So I filled those up so they can be sold off or given away or what have you. So over here, everything's looking good. We'll take a look at the kohlrabi here in these long pots, and they are starting to grow, which is really good. I'm thinking this is a good move for it right in this section of the yard. I've got comfrey coming up right there. The comfrey has managed to make its way into a lot of my pots. So yeah, but hopefully we'll start seeing this section grow a little bit more. This was the last pot that was in the back on the back by the garden where the tomatoes are, and they were you guys, this section wasn't very big. So hopefully being in this part of the yard, it'll actually help them. So this cool weather keeps tricking my trees. They think it's fall. I keep finding yellow leaves every day on my tree, and I just pull them off when I find them. So many yellow leaves that I keep finding on all my trees, and so hopefully they won't drop their fruit. I lost most of the apples off of this one here. I found there's a little apple here. See, the crow is crazy. He's like trying to get me again. He's doing it to me, you guys. That's why he's crowing above us. So there's a little apple right there that fell down in. and it was off of one of these. So it looks like I may have 3 on this apple tree. And this apple tree, I didn't get any fruit on this one last year. And then we've got a few pieces of fruit on this one. It's a little bit more compact, as you can tell. A little bit more compact. And then this one is a little bit more spread out. So we'll see. I haven't had a whole lot of fruit on them. There was tons of blossoms. It was beautiful this spring. So this one smelled amazing. So I loved that. And it opened up a lot sooner. And there's actually quite a few more apples on it. This one was open, pollinating itself early on. But most of the apples down in this section didn't form. And this was the section that opened first. So they can pollinate themselves, but it's better if it has more, if there's more pollinators. So this is how the mountain ash is looking. It's looking good. It's dropped a lot of its fruit. And I stepped in my dog's duty. Oh man. Okay. So yeah, so it's looking good. And then I was cleaning my foot there for a second. My chestnut trees, I have it surrounding the apricot tree here, and I got one apple here, and then a possible avocado tree. Maybe, we'll see. I don't know if it'll do anything. And then over here, all these are doing good. Now down here, I've got like the acorn squashes, or not the acorn squashes, the carnival squashes, and watermelons planted down here. And I've got a few tomatoes over here. Some chocolate tomatoes, and possibly some yellow pear tomatoes. So I've got tomatoes planted in different areas of the yard now. Some in containers, some in cinder blocks, and some over there along the fence line. I planted all the chocolate ones in either the cinder blocks, you guys, or in the container pots. Only because I wanted to keep an eye on them, because I'm excited for those the most. And then we've got tomatoes ripening here, and then we've got all my squashes and different cucumbers, and I don't even know what's what over here now. But I've got the cucumbers and the zucchinis and all the summer squashes and all the pumpkins all planted over here. And so that's why I have the black down now over here. I've just moved it to this part of the yard. And that way when they start growing out, they're like not directly on the grass, because I don't want to have to move them a whole lot when the grass starts growing. So when I need to mow or something. So that's why I put the black stuff down. All right, so you guys check out this. Okay, so remember there was that the apricot tree that the smaller one of the two originally. I had cut so much back on it, and I left like the little limb that came out like off to the side that had some nodes. Anyways, there was the one node that I had been eyeballing from the very beginning, and that is actually the one that has become the new main leader. All the other parts died off, so I had to trim them off. And then there was a side branch on this that accidentally got knocked off by one of my pink tomato cages. It fell over onto the tree, and it broke off that branch. So now we just have this one main one, and it is already almost as tall as this tree here. So here's the top. You guys, check that out. Like right over here. It's like almost as tall as this one now. Now I think it's an apricot. It's got the heart-shaped leaves like an apricot, but the color is a different kind of leaf than this one. And I know that there's different varieties of apples and different varieties of apricots, but the apricot leaves here are really smooth, and these ones are a little bit rougher. And so that's why I'm thinking maybe it might be a plum. So who knows? It could be though. So either way, I'm happy. It doesn't matter. So anyways, yeah. So over here you can see my chestnut trees are looking good. And then I got my flowers. I moved things in to help with, so I don't have water wastage when I'm watering. And it looks like I could probably fit another 2 pots right here. So I might be doing that. I've got a couple pots over there I can move here to just kind of fill it in a little bit. And that also will help with when I have to weed eat and that sort of thing. So It'll just be less weed eating right through here. So we've got my fig, pear, or no, this is a peach tree from seed. And then I've got my white mulberries here. And then the little one came back. I thought I completely murderized it, but it has come back. So I'm happy about that. That's really, really exciting. And I got a pear here. And then in all of these, there's little tiny, I put a little tiny plant. So I planted the eggplants into some of these. So, and that's the biggest eggplant right there. So there's some eggplants in some of them. Some of the eggplants are bigger than others. But yeah, that's where I ended up putting. They are more of a dwarf eggplant, so they're gonna have like the small eggplants on them. Now I don't know if I don't know if they're gonna be like a super short plant or what, but the plant themselves, they are relatively kind of small. So there's that. And then I do need to plant out my bell peppers. So I'll probably put some bell peppers into here and over here. Maybe if I haven't already done that. There was some pots over here with the tomatoes that I had planted peppers in. So I just have to double check to see if I've already planted them out. But I'm pretty sure I got all the plants out of the seed pods that I am planning to put into the garden. And we'll see how they do. So I've got some more pineapple sage here. That's my son's apple tree that he grew from seed this year. I told him, why not? I've already got so many crabapple trees already. So yeah, so this is my Honeycrisp. And that's why I want to keep the Honeycrisp. I'm not, like I said before, I'm not too married to these guys here. Although I do love the scent, the smell of the flower on this one the most. So, and I do need to get these out. And I got all these seed pods. Look at all these seed pods on the, on here. And these are sticky. Like they feel sticky when you touch them. But these are all seed pods now from the soapwort. There's hundreds of seed pods here, which means there's probably going to be quite a few seeds. So yeah, and then my olive herb has gone to seed. It does have a really good flavor. I'm going to want to start using this a little bit more, even though it doesn't taste like the one that I had in Germany where it actually tastes like black olives. This one, it has a good flavor too, so it would be really good in salads and that sort of thing. But it is in the rosemary family. All right. So everything's looking good. My gooseberries are looking good. These branches are probably going to tip down and hit the ground at some point. And so I'm hoping for a little bit more straight up growth like we have over here. I kind of really like that a lot more. So we'll see how things go. And then look at the nectarines are developing. They're looking good. I can't really tell because I got a giant, there we go. I'll move it over a little bit, make it off center. Because I've got a giant crack right in the center of my phone screen now, so I can't really tell what I'm focusing on. But yeah, so it's looking good. I got 2 on here, and then I got a couple on the branches back here somewhere. There's one right here. And I think there's another one on that branch too. I think there's one on this branch here, down lower. Right there. Right there. And then there was another one, I think, on that same branch as that other one. I might be able to see it from this side. I got little spiders all up in my trees now. So, but yeah, so there's about 5 nectarines. So that's really exciting. So yeah, everything's looking really, really good, you guys. I probably won't get rid of my trees anytime soon. I'll probably keep hold of them for a little bit longer. Give them a chance, you know what I'm saying? But everything's looking good. As you guys could tell, the dog does bark. You can't keep a dog from not barking. But the fence is working way better. And so having the fabric up is actually helping. I know that the neighbor said he's sad because he can't see his friends anymore. But I honestly think he's not really that sad. I think he's more bored than anything. But anyways, it's working, so praise God for that. And that way I don't build up any like bad feelings inside. So whenever you can, take action, you guys. So yeah, so everything's looking good. But hey, look, before we end, let's take a look really quick. We'll see how the raspberries look. So I do have a ton of raspberries, you guys. I didn't realize, like I've said in other videos, I never realized how much I loved raspberries. So yeah, so the raspberries are looking pretty cool. They're developing. And so I'm excited. I cannot wait to find out what color these ones are going to be, because this one was supposed to be thornless. This one, there's not very many thorns up top, you guys. There's a few, but not very many. But it does have thorns down lower. Lots of them. And this one here had few thorns down low also, but none up top. So we'll see. But the canes are completely a different color. That's the thing that I noticed, that these canes are more red purpley color with like a dusting on them. And then these ones are they were more of a brown, light brown color. And then the new canes are green this year right now. So that's how everything's looking there. Oh my gosh, you guys have to look at this. Okay, so this is the Logan. Look how much it's grown since I've gotten it. Oh my. And look at the size of that raspberry. Oh my. That's an inch long, you guys. That is crazy huge. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait. This one looks like it died. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that off. This one's not developing. Because some of these were damaged. See all these brown ones back here? That one actually is alive still a little bit. This one's dead. I'm going to pick that off. This one is dead. I'm going to pick that one off. This one is dead also. I'm going to pick that one off. That way it's not like trying to feed it still. This one is not going to develop very well. I'm going to go ahead and pick that one off. I'm going to have to pick it off a little bit higher. There we go. And then, so we got a few really huge ones. Oh, I'm so excited about this, you guys. Seriously. These are huge, huge. And last night I was dreaming about black caps in my dreams. So crazy. So yeah, these are huge. These are probably the biggest raspberries I have in my garden. Holy moly. The thing is massive. I cannot wait, you guys. I'm so excited. Over blackberries and raspberries. Oh my gosh. That's tough. Oh, I do the same thing with gooseberries and my currants and my elderberries. Those are probably my favorite out of everything in my garden, are my raspberries, my blackberries, my blueberries, basically my berries. I'm really stoked about my berries. So yeah. So Cascade Delight's looking beautiful. Nice development. I'm not sure how big these ones get, but I cannot wait. Probably July time we should have ripening berries. So I'm excited about that. We got a new little berry coming up right there. Everything's looking good here. I've had to trim off a lot of yellowing flowers off of the I'm wanting to call it polar bear, but it's snowbank white blackberry. I've had to trim a lot of the yellow leaves off, so it's just not growing very much. I did get it from Baker Creek, but I'm not giving up on it, you guys. So it looks like maybe possibly four boysenberries this year, because I cut it back a lot last year. So there'll be a lot more fruit next year on the new canes that have come up. So this is some of the new growth. So we're letting it grow. It's looking really good, you guys. And boysenberry is probably one of my favorite. It is also a cross between a raspberry and a blackberry, but it takes after the blackberry family more. But this is a thornless one. I'm loving that. Here's how all of these are looking. The powdery mildew has kind of taken care of itself a little bit. I just sprayed off the leaves. I haven't even treated it with the neem oil. But I've got like several different varieties of blackberries in this pot. So that's how it's looking. And then this one, again, I think this one is a raspberry based on the thorns and the underside is light like that, so I still think this might be a double gold. So we'll just wait and see, because it's the only other raspberry that I had in the garden. So, and it doesn't look like the Tulamine right here, and we already know I love the Tulamine. Has excellent flavor, and the berries are a decent size too when they develop. Here's a little bit bigger one here. This one's got some weird look to it, but I think the Logan's going to be the biggest one I have, the biggest raspberry. So I am excited about that. I may even try getting some of the raspberries from the grocery store and starting some of those, because some of those raspberries are massive, and it'd be really cool to have a grocery store raspberry as well, just to experiment with. But then I don't have a matching pot for it. Oh no, what will I do? So maybe combine it with some of my other raspberries and put it in with the Cascade Delight maybe. But we'll see how big the Cascade Delight, because these are not done forming. So that's how everything's looking there. And then I've got all of my herbs over here and everything. They're still going good and going strong. I was trying to nurse back that mint that had died off just a little bit, and it is coming back nicely, so it doesn't look too bad for the plant cell. I was trying to do that with some of the plants. So anyways, everything's looking pretty good. Thanks for watching, you guys. Comment, like, and subscribe, and click that bell button. As always, have a wonderful day, and God bless. Bye.